It doesn't mean that Hillary would have been a good choice either. She was a terrible choice. She's a corrupt politician, one of the most unlikable people that's ever run for office. They were trying to get people to be supporting her just because she's a woman. This is going to be her history. Women, ladies, I stand with her. So there's all these women that have this blind allegiance towards this career politician. Completely foolish. She's been full of shit forever. But meanwhile, just a puppet of eggs, and those people make shit piles of money from speeches, and there's major problems with the Clinton Foundation. It's not even around anymore. It's a dark legion. And meanwhile, she's doing all this Me Too talk. Her husband's a goddamn predator.
Yeah.
He's been a predator forever.
Yeah.
She said that Monica Lewinsky was a grown woman and it was an abuse of power. Get the fuck out of here.
How old is Monica?
Joe Rogan arrived with a verbal sledgehammer and no tolerance for revisionist fairy tales, despite Hillary Clinton's attempts to rewrite her political record. Rogan did more than just criticize Hillary, from her email ordeal to her enchanted blame-shifting tour. He set the whole circus on fire. It's a demolition, not a roast. This attack cuts through spin like a hot mic on live television. It's incisive, brutal, and unrelentingly amusing. Hillary desired a round of applause. She received Rogan with fury and facts.
And he's actually still kind of good looking. Like, even for an older dude. Yeah, why not? He's still so good looking and she's just so miserable.
She was publicly humiliated and she thought that her big retribution would become president.
I'm running for president and I'm in it to win it.
You know, become president.
Sure.
And then that would be it. All water bridge. I'm a strong woman. I'm running this country. And then America.
With her heels high, her smile fixed, and a trail of erased emails trailing behind her like confetti, Hillary Clinton somehow manages to waltz through political controversies like she's on a red carpet. Joe Rogan does more than simply make fun of her. He uses the sharpest weapons in the shop to skewer her whole political life. It's also not a precise job. Decades of political theater are completely destroyed, with the same main actress demanding a standing ovation while repeatedly missing her lines.
Infuriated when people that I knew that I was friends with were trying to tell me that Hillary Clinton was a good choice. And that's the same choice. I'm like, look, I don't know if she murdered people, but I know that I worry that she's murdered people. That's a real, I really wonder. Like this Seth Rich.
I know, first of all, just leave. You don't even need to go there. You know,
there's so many other things.
So many other things that we know for a fact.
The Clinton Foundation, for instance.
So,
thus, Dear Rock, if you like this video, please press the bell symbol and subscribe to the channel. Rogan attacks Hillary's ability to reinvent herself, pointing out that she has done it more times than a software company with no clients. She is a champion for women's rights one moment, and then she accepts payments from governments where these rights are considered myths. She somehow manages to be both a feminist icon and a foreign policy vacillator in one sentence. Hillary's profile would score highly on a LinkedIn site dedicated to hypocrisy, with accolades from both perplexity and irony.
She really did say that.
Yeah, she really did say that after she just got done Duffy and then laughed about it.
We came, we saw, he died.
We came, we saw, he died. The fact that any human being would ever do that. By the way he died, that's...
It's a little grim, by the way, how he died. Joe doesn't hold back when pointing out the unsettling reality that Hillary's political career has been nothing more than a protracted tryout for a part that the electorate never desired. America repeatedly showed up at the Emmys demanding acknowledgement, as if she had sat through the pilot, detested it, and canceled the program. Either devotion or delusion characterizes the unwavering determination to attempt again without altering a single story detail. Most likely both. Both, of course.
The thing was, he was packing stadiums.
Yeah.
She couldn't even fill a fucking high school gymnasium.
Right. She was pulling all the strings, and she had all the favors that she was pulling in, and she had a shit ton of money behind her. They were completely arrogant, and all the liberal elite in the media thought there was no chance that she was going to lose. She's 95% shoe-in to win the presidency, and she walked around like she was 95%.
She already thought she won.
Hillary's use of a federal server as if it were her personal Pinterest board is the one story that just won't go away. Rogan dives right in like a self-written stand-up act because it works. For convenience, she set up a private email server, but in the end, she created a digital monument to bad choices. A Nigerian prince is still envious of her email setup somewhere. She played the victim throughout it all, however, as if she were the lead in the off-Broadway tragedy Accountability is Forever.
You watch the conversation between James Comey, when James Comey testified about what he did and what they found with Clinton emails, and then her version of it. She's a straight liar.
Yeah.
She deleted 3,000 emails.
How the do you do that? And then
even worse than that, when they rigged the DNC, they rigged the primaries so that Bernie Sanders was going to lose. I mean, she had her people into the DNC.
A priest and a decoder ring are likely needed to complete the foundation's tax paperwork. Rogan gives a vivid image. It isn't a public function. The contribution button is part of the public relations campaign. Then comes the most well-known faceplant in contemporary politics, the 2016 election. Hillary failed despite having a procession of confetti, the media, contributors, previous presidents, celebrities, and more. The ridiculousness of a billion-dollar campaign that was so robotic that it made vending machines seem personable is virtually danced through by Joe.
One of my favorite clips is Hillary Clinton when she was running 2012. She was more MAGA than MAGA.
So I think we got to have tough conditions. Tell people to come out of the shadows. If they've committed a crime, deport them. No questions asked. They're gone. If they've been working and are law-abiding, we should say, here are the conditions for you saying. You have to pay a stiff fine because you came here illegally. You have to pay back taxes. And you have to try to learn English. And you have to wait in line.
You have to wait in line. That's so...
She wears the same face whether she is discussing foreign contributions, real estate transactions from decades ago, or oddly timed remarks to Wall Street executives. Half surprise, half bewilderment, and completely prepared. It's similar to seeing a character in a soap opera who has now discovered that they are the antagonist after being gaslight for 6 seasons. Her approach seems to be to deny, divert, distract, and then write a book about how misunderstood she is, Rogan notes. Hillary has the vitality of a broken hologram when she takes the stage, and her remarks are so well choreographed that they would make a Broadway choreographer blush. She doesn't use the word spontaneity. Talking points are exchanged for relatability. She somehow turns inspiration into a caution by speaking to them as if she were giving them a user manual.
It's like, I can't imagine, I was just talking about lack of empathy. I can't imagine being in a situation where I'm on television and I'm saying things that are so removed from the truth.
Right.
Like, I can't wrap my head around that.
Well, Hillary did the same thing.
Well, she's a gender liar, as she was referred to by the New York Times back in the day.
And rightly so, but people forget this. She did talk about a firefight that she was involved in.
I was under sniper fire. And the worst thing about that people didn't give a shit about, she said when she was in Bosnia, she was under fire. It's like, wait a minute, you're throwing the Secret Service under the bus. Because
it's comic gold cloaked in a national security issue. They were a brand, a convoluted, scandal-plagued brand that had more spin than an earthquake-damaged washing machine. Joe explores Hillary's remarkable talent at using every failure as a springboard. Lessons, failed policies, harsh criticism, and evidence of her genius. Hillary could still claim it was a power move even if she stumbled over her own story. She is the only one who can simultaneously keep eye contact with a lobbyist and a camera while simultaneously asserting victimhood and leadership. Additionally, she essentially engaged in doublespeak about it.
She just basically did a double talk around that, but she's got a lot of WAP in her name. She said she was named after Edmund Hillary, even though he climbed Mount Everest after she was born. So she's amazing. I love that woman. I love so much. She's the funniest person on earth.
She's a scary lady.
She's like a slinky. She's always falling down the stairs.
Ah!
Yeah, she's the human slinky.
How dare you?
Yeah.
It's an odd duck. It's one of those things where women want a woman to be president so bad. They want one for the team so bad. And then there's so many people from...
Hillary's remarkable ability to insinuate herself into every political discussion concludes Joe's roast. She is like the unmissable political advertisement in America, whether or not she is invited. And don't worry, this roast is far from over as Hillary glides off to her next self-congratulatory symposium. The story of spin, obfuscation, and erased emails is simply waiting for its next joke. And just when you thought Hillary's story couldn't get any more ridiculous, here comes the continuous political cosplay masterclass known as the Post-2016 Reinvention Tour. As Hillary attempted to reinvent herself as the queen of comebacks, he saw right through that charade.
Things I always point out, like, people want to talk progressive. You want to talk, being left wing, and she didn't even believe in gay marriage until 2013.
The best part was she was on NPR, which is this far-right fringe organization, right? NPR, Terry Gross. Terry Gross says, you used to be against gay marriage. You know, you're past DOMA, which made it a federal law that gay marriage won't be recognized by the government. And you changed your position. Like, how did that happen? Was it because Americans became... And Hillary's like, well, Americans changed their point of view. She goes, no, I understand Americans changed their point of view. What was your mental process? And she goes, no, Terry, you're saying that I changed my mind for political purposes, and that's not true. And she starts yelling at her, and it's like, holy shit, you're on NPR and you think they're too right-wing for you because they're calling...
After losing to a man who swore like a sitcom uncle at Thanksgiving dinner, she had the incredible gall to position herself as the final line of defense against tyranny. He emphasized the tone deafness of her legacy tour.
She has a husband who is in love with her or faithful to her, and I think I can't really blame him because she seems to have accepted behavior since the inception of their marriage. And so past his prologue, you're going to get what you tolerate. You know, what you permit, you promote. She spent all of her daughter's upbringing away.
It was like seeing the Titanic sink again. The Clinton Image reboot suddenly had a major system crash. Just the blue screen of political death. No recovery, no update. And that's only the beginning.